Welcome back to the Top 5 podcast. You know us all, but we have a couple guests today, Gary and Tati. Now, you two are in a relationship together.
Yes.
Yes, we are.
Okay.
Outed it. Public information.
I just want to confirm.
You just threw it out there.
I just want to confirm because I don't want to.
It's the pause for me.
I want to make the connection between y'all two.
Did I say no?
Yeah. Oh.
I mean, I said yes.
That's good because we got some relationship topics.
So, seeds of deception up in there.
Yeah, y'all wasn't even gonna let him segue.
Yeah, y'all was looking at each other like,
You're right. Is he gonna say yes? I don't know. Hilarious. I love it. Right now.
Yeah, so let's get into it. Now we were talking about relationships, which is fitting because
people are in relationships.
People are in relationships.
They do be
And of course,
relationships.
me
The
as
whole
a-
pod. Besides, no, never mind.
Not the whole pod, but a lot of it.
Keys. Never mind.
What?
Not again.
For the
Not
love of
again.
Keys coming soon. Keys on a dating show. So
Yo,
bad.
every time you say that, I'm gonna put something in your picture.
I wish I had some more time to talk to our guests a little bit, like as far as like their interests, but I know we don't have. I mean, we got like a.
Yeah, because Keith definitely didn't tell us any of y'all interests.
All right, let's get familiar with y'all a little bit at least.
Okay, sounds
Gary, just because I see you first on my iPad. Are you into photography?
good. Yes, I am.
So how'd you get into photography? It's just like, why is that
Nah,
funny?
man.
Right.
Why is it that funny?
Like, what's? Are you
You
okay?
said photography?
You like photography?
But yeah, man. I was just trying to get an easy A to finish my senior year of high school. I
Yeah.
saw photography, read the description of the class. I figured I'd just take some pictures, write some descriptions about them. Easy A. But, I took the class. I fell in love with it. I got a better camera. Started taking some classes with my sister. Really enjoyed it. Did a bunch of research online, and then from there I just kind of grew in the process of starting my own business. I took some pictures for my sister's wedding, did a few graduation shoots, and then I have like a couple of personal things for my friends that I've done. But that's
That's what's
about
up.
Nice.
it. Thanks, I appreciate it.
See a guitar back there. You play?
Man, I'm gonna be real.
Why are you looking in his house?
Are your walls white?
But I'm not gonna lie. I was like 14, 15, and I was talking to some friends, and I was like, yo, we should start a band. And we were all messing around, and I was like, if I buy a guitar, we gotta start a band. So I bought a guitar. I didn't really feel it, but I started playing ukulele. So I'm more serious about that. It's like a guitar, but it's much smaller. It's got 4 strings instead of 6.
Yeah.
I'm glad you
Nice.
explained what it was because I definitely didn't know what a
Yeah.
ukulele was.
You don't know what ukulele is? A little,
Yeah.
I was like, is that
Little,
like a flute? What is that?
Yeah, a
Really for
little
Powerpuff
Hawaiian guitar.
Girls, a little snuffy.
Yeah.
Little snuffy Joe.
Oh, is that the thing that Car you said Twista sound like when he rap?
Exactly. What?
What? I don't understand that.
I don't
I
sound
guess
like
that's an inside joke. Yeah, he said Twista
Inside.
sound like a ukulele when he rap. Like ding 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 ding. He do a little
we
bit
do.
sometimes. So Tati, Keith tells me you're into anime.
Yes.
You got like a top 3?
Yes.
Because we like anime.
Yeah, I don't like. Okay, I feel
You
like
like Naruto?
no.
Oh.
I knew it.
It don't hurt my heart, but it hurts so hard.
Yeah.
No, it's just like
It
I feel
hurts
like every
his heart.
time. I feel like every time I talk about anime, there's always one dude who's like, "Okay, so tell me what happened in episode 7. That's 2 minutes and
Oh,
30
no, you're not gonna do
seconds."
that.
No, we ain't like that.
Listen,
No.
Keith and DJ are Naruto fans, and they don't even know themselves. They don't even know how old they was.
What?
Yeah,
You talking
they don't
about?
even know their own
Baby
show.
Keith, that
Oh my-
dude. This
No,
down
you
here.
too, DJ. You too, because I remember
What are
that
you talking
episode. Yeah,
about?
you thought you ain't know his age. I remember.
Oh, we're talking about Naruto.
Yeah.
I was close though.
How you not know what you talking about? No, you wasn't that close.
You don't know.
I said he was
I
like,
don't even know what we talk about. We talk about Naruto.
Well, what are your favorite animes?
I feel super cliche, but it's like romance animes like Peach Girl, Nana, stuff like that.
Peach Girl.
You into that
I
stuff?
think I remember seeing Peach Girl. Yeah, it's like slice of life romance type animes.
Mm-hmm.
Watch Peach Girl, G.
Yeah, I watched Peach Girl. Psych,
As you
dog.
should.
Peach Girl.
No, I had
Nothing wrong
seen
with a
it
good
before.
romance anime.
Tell it,
What was
try
that?
it.
I said there's nothing wrong with a good romance anime. You gotta be diverse with it.
Well, yes, what's that? Kaguya-sama Love is War. Me and Brittany be watching that. I don't know if y'all heard that.
Okay, that's what's up.
Yeah, that's a good one too. I'm just saying that's a good one for
I got a
everybody
favorite
else. I
anime.
know they don't be watching that.
Did I ever see that one where they be wrestling?
Oof, that's like
They be wrestling.
With their butts though. With their butts.
Oh my
What
god.
was that?
You talking
Look, huh? Hey, hold on.
I guess
called,
someone is.
that's exactly what he's talking about. Don't look it up. Don't look it up, Kari.
I'm sorry.
You're not looking up
Don't look
nothing.
it up. Don't.
You're not looking up nothing, Kari. Stop it.
Everything I'm looking at.
All right. Well.
It's called
Yeah,
Kijiro. Yeah, I'm gonna send it to y'all.
All right. So.
No, you don't gotta send
Somebody
nothing.
go
bro.
check out that new Kijiro.
It don't exist.
All right, well,
No,
Gary and Tati, we're glad to have you with us. We're hoping to learn more about you as we go on here. So speaking of relationships, our first topic here. This was a tweet saying, "Men, if DNA confirms the baby is not yours, it doesn't change the fact that you must take responsibility of the baby. Women go through a lot in marriages, and women deserve better."
I'm out of there. I'm out. You want to know
That
why
line
I'm
in
out?
Walmart was crazy.
Let's digest the whole situation. So you're already married to this girl, or man, either way we want to go. You find out that the baby is someone else's in your marriage. That means at some point in your dating or even in your marriage that they cheated on you. I'm gone.
Kick rocks.
Yeah.
Hey, y'all get quiet. I'm out. I'm gonna try on this one. I'm out
It's
of there.
that simple,
I'm gone.
though?
I'm out of there. Peace. Deuces. It's gone. Like cheating is like all the way. That's the top of the top disrespect for me. I'm all the way out of here.
So if someone cheats, then it's automatic. Like you're out there. It don't
It's an
matter.
X.
Like
It's
there's
a wrap.
nothing that can be
Cheating.
said.
Cheating is one thing. There is possible to recover from cheating. It's situational though. Like it depends on the circumstances
That's
and how
fair.
y'all both feel. But you talk about cheating and having a baby and thinking that it was yours this whole time, and it turns out it wasn't. That's a
And then she said you're obligated to take care of this baby.
Right.
Like, what are you
But
out
that's
of your
different.
mind? Like what? No.
I mean, like, you could,
Like I can decide, like, because by the time you find out, you might already love this child. So like I can decide myself, like maybe I want to take care of this
Yeah.
baby. But don't tell me
Yeah.
that I am entitled to it. No, that's not my kid.
No.
He's dead.
so,
Fuck him.
Alexa, play Billie Jean.
dang.
so if someone cheats.
Personally, I feel like
Yeah, go ahead.
for me personally, I feel like if you're in this relationship and you're married to this woman and you love her, for her to cheat is the first smack in the face. Not only has she cheated on you, she's obviously had this baby because there's been a DNA test and the results come back that it's not your child. So
Dang.
for her to say you're obligated now it's let's not say disrespect, but there's a lack of respect because she's thrust this upon you. She could have said, "Oh well, hey, I cheated. I'm really sorry. I didn't know how to tell you," and then try to come to you and say, "Can you take care of this child with me, or take care of this child with me?" But for her to say, "Oh, it's your obligation because women go through so much," that seems unfair. So I can't vibe with that.
Yeah.
As a woman, what is your thoughts?
Oh.
He was so
Someone else was singing. I didn't know what I thought.
Are you okay? As a woman.
Oh man.
Like,
As a fellow X chromosome, I have to disagree with her because I know women like this, and
Say their names. Put it all out there.
it's
She
mad
don't like dark
disrespectful.
skinned women.
Let's not go
just let
there.
her talk.
Let's
Let her
not
talk.
go there. Let's not do the mansplaining. Let me talk, please. Okay, so I think it's very disrespectful, but I kind of want to go into like the whole obligation thing because there's a lot of men who walk out on their babies before they're even born. You know, they're like, oh, she's pregnant, but just because another man has done something and there's a trend of men doing something, that doesn't mean your man is responsible and he shouldn't be obligated because other men do it. Just like it was reversed. Not every woman is the same. Not every man is the same. Let that man go. You think he's obligated? Let the baby father be obligated. That's how I feel. So.
That's a good point. So what if the baby's father's, just not around no more?
That's her problem.
Does the relationship end?
Basically.
If I was a man in that situation,
that's keeping it real.
Does the relationship end?
Yeah, she shouldn't have been cheating.
Does a relationship end? Like for me,
yeah, because you can't just be in a relationship and not take care of the baby.
If I'm attached to the kid, like I'll be there for the kid. That's a tough situation all around.
No, it is tough. Like you said, yeah, I think I would still try to be there for the kid. It depends on how old the kid is. Like if I've really grown an attachment to him or her, then sure, I'll still be around for the kid. But the wife, I don't know.
I can't look at her.
I think if you're gonna stay in a relationship, then I feel like you are obligated to take care of the kid.
Oh yeah.
Like if you are in the relationship, if you're gonna stay.
Yeah, if you stay in a relationship, yeah.
But I think the big question is just: are you staying or are you going?
By that point, I think it's just gonna be co-parenting to the end.
Basically.
Nah, I'm gone.
Let me ask a question though. Okay, if you stay though, how do you know that she's not going to do it again? She didn't not only cheat on you, she has a baby.
You don't know.
So what?
Yeah.
No,
do you really want to take that risk?
Well, I say co-parenting. I don't mean I'm staying with her. I mean I'm just we gonna take care of the child separately.
No, so that means you want to get a divorce from her. And
you're still you're both still in the kid's life, but y'all not together. That's what that.
Depending on how old the kid was.
I mean, that's all. That's again, like she said, that's the parent, the other real dad's problem at that point. If you ain't with the girl, that means that's her and her baby.
Yeah, I mean, if I'm attached, I'm saying like if I really care about this child a lot like that. Otherwise,
you would just be a good friend at that point, but that's not co-parenting to me.
Not a friend.
I'm just saying,
friend zone a child.
I don't think you understand.
No, I'm with you actually. I understand what you're saying. Like I say,
I'm sorry for the kid.
Attachment. It depends on the level of attachment I have to that child. But no, you're not obligated though. You're not obligated by any means if it's not your child.
The kid is the only thing blurring the lines at this point. It depends on how old he is and how attached you got. Like if the kid is 3 and I thought I was his dad for 3 years and then I found out, that's a little bit different. But if she's still pregnant with this kid and you cheated for the last 9 months, it's no, I don't have any attachment to this baby.
So
it's not mine.
It only takes one time to.
Let's do that then. You've been a parent to this kid for 3 years. What you doing?
I mean, you can't.
I'm still leaving the relationship.
You're leaving?
But I might think of the kid. I'm still be there for the kid.
You said bye, Jaden.
Man, he can get some McDonald's. There is no way.
Some McDonald's.
I'm gonna so bad. He can come over and play PlayStation.
I'm dead.
But if she's I need
why is it a he? Why is the kid a he? Already.
For me, I feel like
I do not care.
Yo, imagine being at your house chilling and then some dude walking to your house and yo, that's my son. You're like, huh? I'm the real dad.
I'm right. Me.
You got some Amari by that point.
Basically,
how much they pay to get Amari?
Wait, that's a good point you made, Aaron. Because imagine she tells you that's not your kid, and now potentially you have to deal with the baby father too.
If the baby father has any kind of sensibility, he should be able to work with me.
Oh, he don't. He crazy.
I said if.
I'm the baby's father. I'm the baby's father, G.
Like if he's
This,
not
this,
a
this,
dad.
situation, this situation does not
Yes, it is.
make
We're in
anything
this
work for me.
situation. I walk in your crib and I'm like, that's my daughter. Don't listen to this man. You don't listen to him. You don't listen to Granville.
You walk into my house like that.
At that point, she's your responsibility now. You can
Exactly.
take the child and the woman. That's your responsibility. If you can step in and say, this is my child, you should man up and take care of that responsibility. Don't say, oh, this is my child, but you take care of her. You deal with my ex-wife or baby mama or whatever. You got to man up and take care of your business. If you're man enough to have the child, you're man enough to take care of the responsibility of raising that child and caring for them.
Yeah. I think that's a good sum up of it.
Yeah, basically.
Amen.
None of us have been through any custody battles. All y'all got y'all same parents, right? I've seen. I've been in a step parent household, and that the dad didn't have full custody of his kid, and it's not a game. Like there's like, oh, I could do this over my dad's house. Why can't I do this? You know what I mean? Like just extra stuff, just as a unit. I'm no thanks. Have the baby. Love you.
Yeah. Yikes.
Well,
So
He said, "Yikes."
now
I mean, I'm a step parent too, but like I haven't gone through, or they haven't gone through any of that. Yeah.
No. But like, no, I'm saying the step parent had kids of his own from a previous relationship. That's what I'm saying.
Okay.
Oh yeah,
like,
yeah. Well, yeah. That's how my situation.
And
is.
it's two different households, and it's like, oh, we do this here and we don't do that there. It's just extra.
a lot of times they put man has to be the provider. So a lot of people might think this is about men, but it could really be both ways.
Mm-hmm.
It says, yes, if I'm paying the bills and the mortgage and I'm being the provider and protector you want me to be, then little things like me needing new socks and long johns should be handled by you. That's part of you upkeeping the home.
Whew.
So if you're providing, if you're paying the bills,
what was the response to that? Tell us the girl's response.
Yeah, it was like a conversation thread. Yeah.
What I look like? It's like, no, what I look like?
You know that's how she said it. You know that's how she said it.
She did say it like that. She did say it like that.
Part of you being a provider is also providing for yourself. You a whole grown man.
All right.
Now, it could be man or woman, but in that case,
I want to hear her response first.
No. I want to let y'all talk first. I want to hear y'all.
You're tripping, dude. Get out.
She is out of her mind. She is definitely out of her mind. Like 1,000%. Like, yes, I'm the
like, hey yo, you can't buy no socks. You can't buy me no socks.
So it's expected of the other person if you're providing. Like if you pay for the house, rent, and all the bills, it's expected of the other person to upkeep the house.
Yeah, we could say it's like flip the
moms, but if you're a stay-at-home mom and I go to work and I'm doing everything to provide for all the bills, and this sounds crazy, but
I know what you're about to say.
Not like food on the table, but like I'm saying, like, say you at home all day by yourself, and I come home and like the house is just a mess. Everything's a mess. Kids ain't changed.
Yeah, I'm having a fit.
It's like that. Like, I'm not saying it's expected, but my thing is like, in a household, how are you pulling your weight? And vice versa. As a man, if I'm at home just chilling,
if I'm a stay-at-home dad.
Let's get it.
But if I was a stay-at-home dad, I'm not gonna be at the crib
all
day doing that.
I'm at home by myself and I ain't do the dishes. She gonna be like, oh, you had all day to do the dishes. Why don't you do?
Yeah, but then you sound like someone's parent though.
Basically.
You shouldn't have to parent your spouse, but like if it gets there, it gets there.
I mean, you can't be in a relationship where you're doing 70-30.
Right.
I do think everybody has to.
A wise man told me, he was like, a wise man, I'm thinking about like some old dude in a jacket. But like, he did tell me, he was like, no matter how much you want to believe it, a marriage is never 50-50.
I agree to that.
Yeah.
Someone's always doing more at different points in time.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm saying, if you ain't doing nothing,
yeah, that's not cool.
Like I gotta come home and I gotta cook for the babies.
You have to make
trash out.
You gotta make the house a home at the
And
end
I
of
ain't
the
got
day.
no socks without no holes in them.
I'm like
If I'm doing everything in my power to not only bring everything into the house, but give the house, you have to at least make it a home at the end of the day if you're not going to do anything else. Like
I'm a firm believer in like the two-way street. Like if I'm contributing this, that, and the other, you should be willing to at least do your part in your own way. It don't even got to be the exact same. Like I'm not expecting you to do the same level of whatever I'm doing if I'm pulling a heavier load or if you was pulling a heavier load, but at least do something because you gotta work together as a team to take care of business. And it's like if one person's not and just leaving it up to the other person, that's unbalanced. That's unhealthy.
What if she is pioneering?
Okay.
And
if I have the need,
you can pioneer and
You
clean
can
the house.
pioneer, but pioneering is not it's not an all-day thing. I know pioneers who have part-time jobs, who work, and then clean the house when they get home. But for as forward-thinking as society claims to be, there has to be equality. If she's not working, or you know what, throw that away. We'll flip the whole thing. Let's say the wife is making 6 figures, and
No, I like
us
the other
as
way.
guys, we can stay home. All she asks is that we just keep the house running smooth. All we got to do is wash the dishes, take care of the kids, make sure they're back and forth to school, and we either buy food or get food. Like there's got to be equality. No matter how you look at it, there's got to be some type of equality.
You know what? I think we all agree on that. I think what the specifically the issue was there was he was saying like, but outside of like taking care of the house, part of upkeeping the house is buying my socks and my undergarments.
You know what? That's
that's
my underwear.
I haven't had a chance to say anything yet.
Oh, go ahead.
Sorry, go ahead.
I want to
No,
give a
Tati.
female perspective. None of y'all mentioned the main ingredient to being married, and that is love. You love somebody. I don't even care if it's marriage. You dating somebody. Why are you dating somebody that you don't care about? You know what I'm saying? If y'all could be broke on the street. I know you see crackheads on the street. They be together for like 40 years. Just bear with me. You see them
I
crackheads.
love each other. Y'all see them crackheads?
You see them crackheads on the street. One crackhead, one guy got one shoe, the other crackhead got the other shoe. They sharing that one pair of shoes. You know, people who care about each other, they're gonna do what they have to do to make sure everybody's all right. That's a lot of people in this world think of a relationship as a business transaction. What can I get out of you? What can I gain? What do you have to bring to the table? I feel like I don't want to be misogynistic, but a lot of women don't be doing nothing. They want their man to have all this money, take care of them, and they don't do anything for them. Like I don't even think it's about the house. It's the fact that she has not even given him a pair of socks, something. Think about him, think about what can I do to make his life a little better. Also, I kind of disagree with you because I feel like some guys feel like, oh, I got a job, I can do whatever I want. If you're not picking up your clothes, like that's the least you can do. Like that's just nasty. Like make sure you clean up after yourself. Don't think I'm your maid because you're making money and you have a job. It is a big job. If you're taking care of like 1+ kids at home, cleaning the house and all
Don't
that
make it
stuff.
harder for you.
Yes. It's a pretty hard job. So I'm not saying that, women don't have it hard too, but in this scenario, she should be doing a lot more. Make them feel appreciated.
Real quick, a trip to Walmart to pick up some socks and underwear is like a 5-10 minute trip. So it's not like he's saying wash all of my clothes, do all of my dishes, X, Y, and Z. He just asked her to get some socks and long johns. So,
But does he have the right to say that if he's provided for the whole house?
I feel like he does. Well, I feel like he does because he's asking for
stand
something.
on that. Stand on that.
I don't know. Let's hear it.
Let me get it out.
No, because like you're like, oh, I'm not his maid, but I'm like, I'm not asking you to be my maid. Like, of course, like you can, like, I'm not coming in here throwing my drawers on the trash can, throwing my boots everywhere, and just like, like I'm still like, I'm still taking care of my stuff. I'm still putting stuff in the dirty clothes pile. But if I come home and the house is a mess, regardless of how it is, and that's your job, and I'm taking care of my job, does he not have the right to say, you're not doing your job right? You got to pick it up.
I feel like he does.
A relationship.
but I
What
feel
do
like-
you think? I want to hear what she has to say.
I'm talking about
I
her.
feel like-
Go ahead.
I feel like he does if maybe y'all have both spoken about it. Like if y'all talked about it and came to agreement, like, okay, if you're gonna be working, and I feel like I could at least take care of the house. I feel like if there is no discussion like that is if you have that discussion. But I mean, I feel like innately, if there is no discussion about it, I don't know if you should just be like, okay, if I'm doing this, she should be doing this, like without even any discussion. She should already know that she should have it ready, have dinner ready, have the house cleaned up when I get back to the crib. It has to be some type of conversation of like, okay, so if I'm doing this, what do you plan to do? Because I mean that's not even like trying to parent, but that's just like
You can build,
what goals are you of your own self? Like what are you trying to accomplish?
What you want to do today? What you want to do today?
I don't know about that. I feel like a lot of people. I'm not gonna say men and women because y'all both have this issue. Y'all don't know who you're dating. Y'all don't ask about home training, where they came from. You don't know what type of parents that she had. Maybe her mom didn't do nothing, and her dad did everything. You don't know what kind of relationship you get into. People kind of just have these expectations, and they might have never even spoke about it. He just expects her to do it because he's thinking, I'm doing everything else, so she should naturally do it. But in her mind, that goes into like love language and all that. Her mind, she's the prize. That's enough for him. He should appreciate her. So people should be more careful about who they're getting in relationships with.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's definitely something you should talk about in a relationship.
Men, you are also the prize. Remember that.
You
Men,
are
also the prize.
I feel like in general, I feel like in general, a relationship, no matter what the money is like, no matter who's providing, I feel like a relationship is work regardless. So if somebody's going to do this job to be able to make sure that the house is doing great, and someone's going to do this job to make sure the house is doing great, no matter who's picking up the bulk of the work, you have to work regardless. You can't just sit there and ride for the rest of your life because my spouse is doing everything for me. Help, like show love, do things that make things a home. Relationships are work.
And that's exactly what you said. Out of love.
Do those things. Yes, I completely agree. Love will motivate you to do those things.
Yeah. I don't care if you pioneering. Quit playing. No, I'm being dead serious. They even say that. They said you can't even you can't be coming out the pioneering your house is garbage. Like
I agree, but like
that's the like you can't do that.
Yeah, if you can't have your stuff in order before you pioneer, you should reevaluate your circumstances.
Yeah, you ain't even gonna be making your hours anyway.
We all agree with you. It's the way that you're saying it.
No, keep going, boss. Keep going, boss. It's like no.
You might be up. You on your rule. Quit playing. It's like I get high. I mean, they will try to cancel me.
Like going back though to like
cancel me then. Cancel me.
Oh my god.
Going back to the main topic, which is like the dude saying like he feels like she should get some socks or whatever for him. I feel like the point of him saying that isn't like go get me some socks, right. It's just to like Tati was saying earlier to be caring enough for each other to do that thing, be considerate enough to think about those things because while I'm working out there, I don't know what type of job the guy has, but like his house could be jacked up, and his underwears could be jacked up. And like and you are the wife. You see these things.
Yes, bro, holes in the boxes.
How your underwear be looking at you when you buy a new Jordan,
right? Because because at the end of the day, you're right. I'm a grown man. I can go get the underwear or whatever socks myself if I really need to. If I set that time to do it, but like. It would be nice. It would be very considerate of you while I'm, busy doing all this other stuff to, just hook me up real quick with these socks. Thanks, babe. I got some new socks. I can, keep it pushing.
If she or he is at the crib doing nothing and you can't go get me some socks and I'm working 40 hours a week, 48 hours a week, there's no point of having you in my life.
You know what? But I feel like out of love,
delivery.
Delivery is not trash.
I feel like out of love, though.
You said the garbage.
I feel like out of love, though, you kind of I mean, if you really love your spouse, though, you kind of feel obligated to do stuff for them
Right.
in the first place anyway.
Mhm.
Like if you got holes in your drawers, I mean, your spouse don't want to see you live like that. So
Right.
they might buy food by themselves to go do that for you. But I mean, it's not always, even tasks like that aren't always like the easiest. Like I mean, okay, we're all adults here, yeah. So
Right,
you know,
I don't know.
I'm a husband. I've had to go get stuff from my wife
Feminine
before.
product.
Yeah, some feminine products. You
Cats.
know how many different types of feminine products? I'm sitting there looking at her like,
Hey, what size you wear?
What size you wear, shawty?
Looking
know,
at
like,
that aisle in the grocery
Just
store.
be yelling in the store.
Like,
I picked the one that sound like the one that you need.
hey,
So.
what you need? What size you need? Bruh.
But yeah, like you guys were saying. No, go ahead. I thought Keith was saying something. Yeah, like you guys were saying. the important thing is
Yeah,
love.
go ahead.
All right.
No,
So
no, okay.
So a man broke up with his woman for doing the bussit challenge. We're all, Grandma, you know what the bussit challenge is, right?
I'm quite aware.
Grandma's
I'm quite aware of the challenge. I don't have no Instagram, but
Y'all got
I
an Instagram.
like I
Grandma
still
know.
know like
You know what the busted challenge
Like,
is.
Grandpa got
my
hacked.
girl-
Grandma,
yeah,
Grandma
I got
knows what
my
the challenge
Instagram got hacked. Second episode talking about
Somebody
it.
got on G-Bill's Instagram and said,
Only
only
G-Bill
G-Bill
can
can
do
do
this.
Look,
That's a deep cut.
That's brutal. You had to do me like that, sir. Take that Jamaican hat off. You ain't worthy no more.
Nah, keep it.
Take it
And
off.
the shirt.
But yeah, I know what the challenge is. Continue,
Yeah.
please.
So
I don't-
man broke up with his
I'm a
woman for doing the
Christian
bussit
man.
challenge after he asked her not to. Is he tripping for leaving her and not letting her do the challenge, or was she tripping for doing the challenge anyways, despite what her man said?
Man, this one is it's like I can see both sides of it, but it's like on the guy. If I'm telling you I don't like that you're doing this, especially for public eyes to see, and you're like, I don't care what you're talking about, I'm gonna do it because I want to do it and it's fun. It's like on one side the girl looks disrespectful, but on the outside looking into the public eye, the guy sounds controlling for telling a girl what she can and can't do. Me personally, if I'm reading the situation, I understand why he left, and I think he had all right to. But it's like I see both sides of this situation, so it can be kind of sticky.
So, real quick, is he telling her, or did he like ask her, like, hey, can you not do that?
That's not specified, I don't think.
It says,
But
after he
because for
asked
me-
her not to. That's what it says.
Yeah, asked her not
Yeah.
to. But
Asked
you
her
know,
not
it-
to.
just because
Okay, so yeah, like I feel like if I'm asking you to not do that, and you go and do it anyways, that is very disrespectful. And if I decide to no longer be with you, then you should not. You shouldn't have no words for me.
What y'all think, guests?
over a challenge.
I think
Oh,
Tati, you want to go first? You want me to go?
I don't want to air us out, but we talk about this a lot. I feel like it's a lot of double standards between men and women. You know, it's kind of interesting how I was seeing the comments and everybody was calling him insecure. He just can't handle having a a baddie and all the other stuff. And I was just thinking about like how as women, I see the biggest thing is like I personally I don't really like when I know a lot of girls, we don't like when men like certain pictures of girls on Instagram and like we tell them don't do that or, certain stuff. So I feel like if we can ask, then what is the problem with your boyfriend asking you not to do certain stuff if it makes him uncomfortable? And people don't realize once you start doing stuff like that, it's going to get worse. Like you're just going to keep disrespecting boundaries and it's going to keep going. And nobody wants to be with somebody who's just not going to care about their feelings. So he was definitely in the right. I feel like if you're not gonna respect me, why are we together? So he had every right to leave.
And to piggyback off of what Tati said, it's all about respect. Like we know, gentlemen, we all know that guys will just be scrolling, like a picture, keep scrolling. If your woman asks you not to like a picture, you should respect her enough to just stop doing that. But then on the other side, back to the main situation, if a guy asks, hey, can you not do this challenge? I'm not comfortable with you doing it. Guys know what other guys think when they see these challenges. And like Tati also said, it gets worse. Like with the challenges, it gets worse. First, it was the bussit challenge. Then first it was like the crybaby challenge, then the bussit challenge, and everybody's heard of the silhouette challenge and how
What are those?
people are.
Y'all wild for doing
Sorry.
this. Y'all wild.
Your wife watching.
He's also wild.
I have no clue.
Yeah, all right.
Sorry.
As the
He said, "What's that?"
I don't. Sir,
Sir.
give me that silhouette challenge.
Give me that woman.
Grab me.
Grab me them flats.
I think that like if y'all
I
can't
mean, but like
respect,
if she want to put her cheeks and everything out there on the ground,
Oh.
that is what it is. If she want to do that, and I asked her specifically not to do that, she's wilding. Like, it's disrespect. And then like it even goes deeper than that. You know what I mean? Like, do you feel like my attention's not even enough for you? You know what I mean? Like, who you doing it for? You know, like there's a lot of twists and turns in that thing. So
I think like
real
if y'all
quick,
can't,
I feel like
if y'all-
some. Go ahead. I'll come back to it.
I was gonna say I feel like it goes back to like what Tati said earlier about like love. Like if you love and respect your partner enough, you should care for their wishes. If they Kari, what is that?
What is that?
Is that a bag of guts? What is that?
yeah,
It's the bussit challenge.
my wife's nuts.
What is
Whoa!
that?
Whoa, bro.
I lost my train of thought, yo. Hey Gary, go what you said is gonna say, Gary. I lost my train of thought.
You should her face.
No, I'm so sorry.
It's chicken. It's chicken.
But I know some women who would argue that, oh, well, it's not about attention. It's just because everybody's doing it. It's fun. Do you feel like that's a valid argument to that statement?
Everybody or me?
Anybody.
No.
It's open to everybody.
No, I don't think it's a valid
But
argument.
like hit her with if they all jump off a bridge.
See, but like I
Right.
think it's easy for us to say that because obviously, you know, we're morally like, yeah, she shouldn't be doing the bussit challenge on
Exactly.
Instagram.
Yeah.
But I'm like, if we didn't have that mindset, right? And
Right.
you know, we're used to all her friends are doing the bussit challenge. It's her turn now, but you're the one that's like, I don't want you to do that.
Can I interject? I'm
Mhm.
sorry. Can I interject and say something? Okay, so I was just thinking about how, and I look about people in the world. Everything is about acceptance. Everything is okay. You do whatever you want. You know, we're all supposed to uplift each other. And I was just thinking about how people like basically want to do anything in relationships, and they call it healthy. You know, we do anything we want. It's healthy. We can have an open relationship. It's healthy. As soon as there's some type of boundaries, it's toxic. But it's like everything else in life, even gravity, even driving has some type of restrictions. So why is it when it comes to relationships is it free for all? It's just strange to me.
People,
And the whole true.
sorry. I was about to say sorry.
Don't interrupt me.
What did you say? G? I didn't even know what you said.
I said people are nasty.
Oh,
It's true. It's just crazy.
yeah, that's true.
You're not wrong.
Yeah.
Valid points.
That is a very good point, though. People do feel like in relationships they are free to just do whatever.
I mean,
Yeah, go ahead. No, you
Okay.
got good.
all right. I feel like even if we were just out there like that, like I wouldn't want my wife or my girl, even vice versa, doing a challenge where it would like show a part of their parts that are private for my enjoyment or my pleasure, just for everybody. Like it's still different. You know what I mean? Like I don't know.
Yeah.
It's just crazy.
Okay, so
like-
let's take the morality aspect out of
Here's what I'm
it.
gonna.
And it's not a bussit challenge. Like if it's just a regular any other type of challenge, and you're like, I don't know if I really want you to do that, but she does it anyway, and it don't got nothing to do with bussing it.
I think then if she oversets that boundary, I think it's cool. Then they break up. She's free to get with somebody else who's more comfortable with her expressing herself. I'm not sure how you would call it. And he could find somebody else who would at least be a little bit more receptive to how he feels. So it's better that it ends.
The curveball to this one is, even if we took the morality out of it and she's just doing whatever child, if you ask a girl politely not to do something, especially if it's going to be something public, I feel like she should respect that. Now, on the flip side of that, if it's something that she's just doing for fun, say it was a jumping jack challenge, like something that wasn't going to hurt her or anybody's ass, it's just something that she's doing for fun, and you still ask her, and you still say, no, you shouldn't do that. I feel like if it gets to that level, it can be controlling.
Mm-hmm.
Like if it's something that's going to affect anybody in a negative way, and she just wants to have a good time, and you still say no, then it can be controlling. But if it's something that it can like stir somebody's minds the wrong way, and then if there's a valid reasoning why you should tell her no, and you tell her and she says no, then at that point it could be disrespect.
Let me flip it on you, Keith. What if
Very
your
true.
girl asks you to do something that you feel is stupid? Why are you asking me not to do this? And you feel that there's no reason not to do it. Like,
stop rapping, Keith. I don't like the way you rap.
Let's
go off of that. Let's say
a whole new relationship.
Let's say your girl asks you to stop rapping. You don't feel you're not doing nothing wrong in your music. You're not saying nothing wrong or inappropriate, but she just doesn't want you rapping. How would you feel?
For two reasons, I would stop. One, because rapping already has a negative connotation on it, no matter if you're rapping about daisies. Rapping and witnesses in general already has a negative connotation. So for that, if she asked me to, I would say no. On top of, she's asking me because if she's asking me for that, obviously there's a reasoning behind it. So I'm going to listen to her reasoning and I'm going to stop because she wants me to do it. I'm not going to be like, no, I ain't going to stop. That sounds horrible to your wife.
Well, what if it's just a
her
dumb
facial
reason?
expressions are murder beasts.
What if it's a dumb reason to you?
Say it. Just say it. You don't have to wait turns.
It's just okay. This is my problem. If we get into a relationship and I'm doing something before you came along, why should I stop? Like, if it's a hobby, let's say he doesn't like the way because I draw. I don't like the way you draw. Okay. What do you want me to do? Like, do you want me to stop doing my passion just because you don't like it?
Draw more stick figures.
Dang, so Gary, Tati's like, all right, I'm done with you doing photography. I'm gonna need you to stop. You'll be like,
I would never do that. Never.
No, that was the question.
In an alternate universe where this does happen.
She just comes in randomly one day like, I am tired of that ukulele. Don't play it no more.
Hey, I'm just thinking of her breaking your ukulele and going,
my camera.
It's just.
It would definitely hurt, but I think I'm along the same lines as Keith. She's not going to ask me for no reason, so I'd obviously have to hear her out first. And I know her. Don't do that. Watch after the podcast. She's like, so about this photography thing. It's all jokes. It's all jokes. But yeah, we talk so much. So if there's anything she's uncomfortable with me doing, she would pull me to the side and say, "Hey, I'm not comfortable with this," and I would hear her out. And if it just completely makes her uncomfortable, she's not happy with it at all, then I'd stop. I have no issue stopping. There's millions of other things I could do in the world. So I wouldn't be hard pressed or be fighting to keep doing my photography or to keep playing my ukulele if it makes my wife unhappy.
That's mighty big of you,
Or my
man. That's living up
girlfriend.
your passion.
I have a rebuttal,
I don't know if
though.
I can answer the same.
I have a rebuttal though, because I'm thinking of somebody random. If it's me and Gary, we've been friends first and we've like known each other like for years and years, so that would be totally different. But if it's somebody that I'm just coming along with, that we've been talking for a few months, you might be for the birds. But if it's somebody that I really know, that does make it a little different, because it's like you really know me, and you wouldn't do something to hurt me at that point. If we've been talking for like 4 years or 5 years, like me and Gary, that'd be a little different. But if it's somebody random,
even if it's a person that you've been talking to for a while, but they think it's better for you to stop.
what I say, I said no.
I think like Gary was saying, like there's so much other stuff that we can do. I think you need to think about is like, how important is this thing to you, and why is it so important to you? And
Right.
can you let it go? Because some things you're going to have to let go anyways
Mhm.
in a relationship.
Yeah, but if it's my passion, I don't know, bro. I don't know if I can answer the
Like
same way.
Well,
Some of y'all.
Tati did make a very good point though.
She has a good point.
The dating thing, like coming up when you're dating somebody, like so we can even go back to the rapping thing. Everybody, if you know me, all of my friends know me. I rap about nothing malicious, and the reason I started was because it's therapeutic, and I love to do it. I love to spread vibes. So if I'm dating somebody, if somebody comes along and was like, she questions my rapping, I give her the reason why I do it. And if she still says that's a weird thing, even during the dating phase, at that point, it might be something that you need to think about. But if it's like, she knows this all this time, my reasoning for rapping and everything, and I'm still rapping all the way up until marriage. And she waits until marriage and is like, even knowing why I do this. And then she's like, I think you should stop rapping. She's my wife. She knows why I do it. She's obviously still mentally bothered by it. At that point, I
By
would
that
stop.
point, y'all married, y'all stuck. It don't matter what you do now. You in there
Yeah.
for life.
For
life.
For life. I'm still rapping.
She's obviously mentally bothered by it at that
I
point.
will start
would stop.
speaking everything in rhyme scheme.
Right. So
one thing I will say is like you're gonna have to give me that reasoning. You can't just come to me
1,000. It has to be a
You-
conversation. Yeah.
about you, like you gotta have a reason.
Yeah,
Right.
it can't be like because I asked you to.
Yeah.
Nah, you weird. You tripping? You need to take a seat.
Just tell your wife, nah, you weird.
Nah, you weird. Dude. You tripping?
Nah, you weird, bruh. Yeah.
I don't want to put y'all on the spot because I know y'all together. But for all of us, any of us who are in relationships, do you feel like you have the right to go through your significant other's phone at any time?
Let's have them answer first.
I'm strictly
No, because let me take it. No, don't take it back
for them.
Let's hear it.
It's for all of us, but
I wanna go at this one first. So I wouldn't say you have the right because everyone has a right to privacy, but your partner, if you don't feel like your partner can go through your phone, you're hiding something, or there's something you don't want them to see. So that's red flag number one. So I feel like your phone should be clean enough for your partner to go through it at any time. Like for me, I don't keep my phone locked. Once we're married, my phone is not going to be locked because I'm not doing any dirt. There's nobody in my DMs.
Oh, he said
There's
it.
no crazy stuff in there.
How many of us do lock our phone? I lock my phone.
I like my phone.
I lock my phone, but Brittany has my password.
Exactly.
I would let my girl have my
my
password
password.
too.
Yeah.
I would let my girl have my password too.
Yeah.
Even if like people get mad at that, and I'm like, look, like Gary said, you have something to hide if you're like just not letting her on your phone. But let me throw a devil's advocate spin in there though. What if it's like this is not me, but it's a devil's advocate. If I
It's
don't
you.
let my
Right? He's like, I'm personally going through this. Help me.
if I don't let
you dug in someone's phone.
I don't ever go through phones. If I done it, you're killing me. If I don't let my girl go through my phone, just off of the sheer fact that I want her to trust me, so I say no, don't go through my phone. Is that wrong? That I'm like, no, you can't go through my phone because I think it should be a trust, and you should have that boundary and know that I'm not cheating on you. Like, is that okay?
Prove that
Prove
you are trustworthy and just let her do it.
Yeah, I feel like people saying, let me check your phone. I feel like that's a gravity check. Like they just want to see if you was really willing to do it. And if you're not, then it look like you hiding something. Now you look suspicious.
The girls do be playing games.
Not all the time.
All right, don't group us all together.
Girls.
Don't do it. I feel like
I didn't say you. I
Some
said
women in
girls
this world,
general.
somewhere.
yeah, do it. Yeah.
Some females in this.
Not the females.
I don't know how else to say it.
You know what,
some
though?
girls in this world.
There ain't no way else to group it.
Women.
I don't. There's no word we use.
Women. Sorry.
Okay, sorry.
It's still saying women and females the same word.
Remember that thing we was talking about when
Well,
They're-
it's
they're-
funny because
Or not
it's
eight.
actually a
We're not.
it's an older couple.
Ape stronger together.
So me using the word female make me think y'all an animal?
Does anybody use males?
Yes. We've said males on here.
All right. Okay.
Y'all don't use veils?
No.
Nobody
Y'all
uses
looking
them.
great. Okay.
We say you
Like-
say dudes. I feel like you say dudes.
Yeah, everybody.
That
tends to be like a Pittsburgh thing to
because
say
you
males
can't
and
say
females.
dude cow. You say a male cow, a female cow. You don't say dude cow.
I
This is not
say
the
dude
right
cow,
use.
but I'm ignorant.
Yeah.
Dude cow.
maybe I just don't
Grandpa,
think
you
I'm
never
not-
said
I'm
dude
not
cow.
thinking that deep.
No, actually no, because it's not a cow. It's a bull. No.
No, but-
Exactly.
Told you I'm ignorant.
Because there's different names for female versions of stuff.
Exactly, female version, but not
But it
female.
has a different. I ain't thinking that deep.
Yeah, well, I thought this was
Good.
interesting because
Y'all should keep that going. That was good. I like that.
I don't know.
Look at him. Look at him.
I don't
Oh, what
know.
about
Look
male
at
and
him.
female?
Look at instigating, yo.
Maybe we should have that conversation. Like,
What?
what's bad about saying female versus saying woman or girls? Like, what's the difference?
Because dude has a negative connotation too. When women want to use it like that, these, or they be like these niggas out here, or these dudes
Yeah.
out
Okay.
here.
Okay, and
I'm not, what you mean?
No, that is a
Wait.
standard.
I didn't say
Right.
that.
Look, we're gonna get back to the double standards. I thought it was interesting because I was actually-
that's a double standard.
I was
Let her-
actually
let her
around.
talk.
I was actually around an older couple, where Brittany, once took my phone, and she's like, "Oh, let me see your phone." She took my phone. And, I don't really care about that stuff. But actually, it was the older woman who was like, "You just let her take your phone like that? Like you just
oh no.
she just go all up in your phone like that? You don't care? I'm not letting them
Jansen.
touch my phone." So I'm
Not
like,
the
I
gas.
didn't know it was like that.
Yeah, but that's a conversation for another time.
What?
How women back then had like they had to have that standard of respect for their husband, where it's weird
Strange.
vibes.
It's misogynistic.
Yeah.
So you don't think it's like a respect thing if letting your significant other just take you, go into your stuff? You're like, oh,
No, I think it's cool. Like whatever. I'm
Yeah.
just saying, like
Go ahead,
in their
must have
time
dry as
period,
heck.
that was disrespect.
I mean, like Gary said,
Aaron got lost puppies in his phone.
your phone should be clean anyway. You're,
Yeah,
Like, if-
facts.
if your
Mhm.
girl happens to go through your phone, you shouldn't be sweating as soon as
No,
she picks
it's
it up.
not. It's not always like that though. Sometimes like you might have like a surprise waiting for her as like a good surprise. Like you're trying to get something together that you don't want her to see that might be on your phone. You could be searching
what's
up-
the bad surprise?
Huh?
What's the bad surprise?
Well, a bad surprise will obviously be if you're talking to someone. I'm saying a good surprise, as in like you could be looking up some.
Like
You
you
could be
planning
looking
to
up
do
Surprise
some
her, not the
gifts
something.
for
baby's
her.
father.
You could be looking up some gifts for her. You could be texting her friends to see like some things that she might like. You don't want her to see that you're trying to put something together for her, but you could look guilty if you're like, no, chill, don't look through that.
Yeah,
Who's
that's
more in the wrong?
that one's hard. That one's hard to wiggle out of.
Who's more in the
Yeah.
wrong? The guy that has something in his phone or the girl that goes looking through the phone unknowingly and finds it? Like snooping through your stuff.
Huh?
Alright.
I would say
It's like asking.
Definitely
is
the
it-
guy.
You're wrong
It's
for
like-
going in here knowing that I'm.
Yeah, it's like- it's like
you're-
You're tripping.
It's like you're asking.
Keith is wild.
That's like
I'm just opening a
That's how
dialogue,
you know
bro.
Keith is a dog.
It's
love
like you're
Keith,
asking,
too.
is it wrong
I'm
to
just
commit a
opening a
crime if
dialogue.
someone
There it
finds out?
is.
That's what you
I'm
asked.
just opening a dialogue, bro. I gotta throw
He said,
questions
"Don't go to
at
my
you.
phone. It's gonna hurt." Ain't that a Drake verse?
I mean,
too?
if you're doing something wrong, you're doing something wrong, and that's wrong.
Every girl that I've ever talked to has had access to my phone. There's nothing in my phone, so I give it to everyone. It's a trust thing. You can have it. Look through it.
You sure?
How-
Ooh.
That's it. That's it.
Oh, she
Our
knows something,
PlayStation
y'all.
conversations would say less.
Yes, Tati. Everybody that I talk to has had access to my phone.
I will say this though, like
Hey,
I think it was
he's got burner accounts on his phone, dog.
I
Boy,
don't.
let's be real.
I don't have burner accounts in my phone.
I gotta stop. Mute me.
His burner
Cause I'm
account is Kanye fan 65.
I
fan
don't
66.
have.
Hey,
I am
don't
not
have-
Marquise.
you know how your phone
Mark.
got numbers like these?
Mark.
Every girl I have ever talked to, I have been nothing but trustworthy, and I've given you access to everything you've ever had of me.
You fight for your life.
Yeah.
One thing I
Yeah,
will.
check Keith's cloud, yo.
He's got
Check his in his cloud. We'll see.
You got
He's
weapons
got
in
burner
that
accounts.
Cloud.
I
He's
don't
got burner
have.
accounts just so he can like keep using like a free coupon.
Nah, he do emails. That's what he
Oh,
do.
I say check his computer. That's where the dirt is.
You do emails.
It's in that laptop.
What do y'all
You
think
do
I am?
emails. You're a sicko.
Yeah.
Like,
I
at
don't
beautiful Latina chicks.
Everybody.
Stop.
Hey,
Latina.
Lovely
bro.
Latina
Blast
AOL.com.
He adding all the
The
Latinas.
Gmail account.
He got burner email
Look,
accounts.
I don't have
He
burner.
still got a Yahoo account.
Check his friends list.
I don't have burner anything.
I wanna know what's in that laptop.
Yo, check Keith's
Yeah.
MySpace, yo. Check his MySpace.
That laptop. What's that laptop? It ain't all beats in that laptop.
Exactly. They still there. They loaded.
You know what, Tati? You know what?
Everything he got the Kanye laptop.
I didn't even get a girl to know.
You gotta pay 150,000 to get that back.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Dang.
He said, "Aw."
No, I know pity. Look, y'all are killing. I have no burners. I have nothing.
Hey, you got the
Whenever
picture
you go to-
gallery
We'll
listed
find
as
out on the- for the
instrumentals.
love of Keith.
Sir, I did not
We'll find out.
interact with that woman.
With
My
that
burner.
woman.
I got a burner
No,
laptop,
Bill.
but there's nothing but beats in it.
You got a burner like, ooh.
Burner laptop. That sounds crazy,
Sickening.
dude.
That sounds gross.
That sounds
Don't open that
ridiculous.
laptop.
It's a
That
laptop.
sounds like my FBI agent about to
You open
get
Keith's
you up
burner
real quick.
laptop, your fingers get stuck to the keys.
What? Yo, whoa! All right, Corey, enough. Aaron, next topic, bro. Next topic, bro. Is he saying anything?
Ew.
He's like,
Oh my goodness, man.
what is this?
Oh.
Not the stinky keys.
No.
Sticky keys.
You can't even
Hit
click
shift
on
5
stuff.
times.
That's when you hit. Yeah, I might have got to it first. All right, we talked a lot about relationships there, but let's talk about men and women. We got some toxic traits, and some of these can get double standarded as well. So we'll see how we react to them. Men need to be the best at everything.
No.
Not true. Not true.
Yes.
I think it's true.
I agree. I think so.
You said men?
The best at
Yes, men
everything.
need to be the best at everything.
Wait, what you mean?
I know
Wait.
be real
Oh,
mad
you mean-
competitive in board games.
Explain that.
You mean in a relationship? You talking about?
No, it don't need to be in a relationship, but I mean just period. Like
Oh,
if you
yeah.
playing, if you
Yeah.
in a game with
Yeah.
someone, you got to be the best.
I disagree.
I agree with you.
I-
1,000
In this group,
Yeah,
I don't
agree.
I don't
agree at all.
disagree.
Men be doing the bare minimum, please.
Oh,
See?
no!
I say female.
Hey,
Hey, no, that's
Men are the
Female.
bare minimum.
Here we
You
go.
cannot
Man is different.
generalize.
Man is
You cannot
different,
generalize our
She's
gender.
tripping, sir.
Look,
Yeah, you
look,
can't
yo.
generalize men. Don't group
Look.
us all up.
Hey,
We're not sheep.
don't comment if it don't
We're
apply.
not sheep.
Here's the thing about men, though. Men only want to be
I
the
do the
best at the.
maximum.
They want to be the best at the thing that they like doing.
That part,
Yeah,
right
I
there.
agree with that.
That
I
part.
agree with that.
Like,
I mean,
for
it
me,
still
if
remains
it's-
the same. Like you still need to feel like you need to be the best at it.
Even if I'm trash
Like if your
at it,
girl
I'm
get
gonna
on
be
2K, you
competitive.
can't
you
let her
said-
beat you.
But you said the best at everything.
What you saying here?
They need
Man,
to be
like,
the best.
Even if I'm not good at it,
Like,
Talk about
like
2K.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, I don't really care too much about. I don't know.
I guess when I say everything, that was kind of
playing
generalizing.
chess.
But I
my
mean,
girl
like,
can beat, my girl can beat me at chess. I don't
would
care
you
if I lose at
care
chess.
about? You feel
Yeah,
like you need to be
but
the
you're
best at it.
saying, but you see, that's a weird thing that some women may spin, where you're like, I don't care about this because she can beat me at that because I don't care about it. But everything I care about,
I'm beating you at.
I'm beating you.
Yeah,
Cancel
yeah.
me,
Ego.
Cancel me.
Ego. Mm-hmm.
So you don't think that's
Ego?
toxic though?
That's-
That like,
Wait,
That's
wait.
what-
Flag on the
That's
plane.
what you got me. That's what you got me. That's what you got me.
I'm
but
just
you don't think
saying.
it's toxic that like?
I mean, I
because
agree with you.
men have egos.
But that's
All
how they
humans
spin.
have egos.
Facts.
We do
Mm-hmm.
have ego.
If it's something
have
that,
egos.
if it's something that a man is passionate about, he is going to be the best at it. You are not going to beat me at
Yep.
something I'm
Yeah,
passionate
if you
about.
beat me at it, I promise you, we're running it back.
Run it again. Run that thing.
Run it again.
That's
I don't
a
care if
little
I lose
toxic.
10 times
Run
in a
that
row.
back.
I'm gonna play it so I can beat you.
You win
Run
one
that
time
back.
and it's like, I'm the best.
Run it back.
No, if I beat you once and you beat me 10 times, I'm definitely going to get to the
You
point
go-
where
you
I
go-
can beat
you
you
go-
10
you go one
times.
for
I'm
20.
training. I'm training.
So we
It's not
agree that
even
that's
a-
toxic.
Yeah,
I feel like that's
True,
just.
Yeah,
I feel
that's
like that's
definitely
just
toxic.
men's competitive
Absolutely.
spirit that just carries over to relationships, though.
Man, that's
Like
that
if it
still don't
was
make
your,
it okay.
if it
Ooh, I
wasn't, if
gotta
it wasn't
disagree
your
with
girl,
that
if it
one,
was
though.
your boy, you would still feel the same way. I feel like it
I
just
gotta
carries
disagree
over.
real quick.
Mm.
I gotta disagree. I am very like everybody that knows me knows I am extremely laid back. I play video games with the guys. I'm super chill. I could take an L, but as soon as you clown me for taking an L, then I'm stepping up and then I gotta go try hard and then smack you.
What
But if
games
it's
you
just me and
play?
my girl, bro, I'm not a gamer pro. I be playing Smash Bros. That's
Okay.
about it.
Oh, I got
Okay.
We wanted
Man,
you to
who
say
you main on
2K.
Smash
Fucking
Bros?
2K.
Who you main on? Who you main
I
on
heard
Smash
it.
Bros?
Wait, I was like, hold on.
Ooh, 2K. I got a hot take for 2K. Real sports are much better than video game sports. I can play like legit basketball, but I'm not gonna play basketball with a controller. I can't get into it.
Real athletic over here too.
Okay.
Wait, how tall
All right,
are
all
you?
right.
no,
How tall are you?
I agree with that point.
How tall am I?
Look at Grandma trying to
Yeah.
size him up. How
No,
tall?
I'm just you,
How tall?
how tall? No.
He's like,
No.
How
let
tall
me
is
know.
Not the height.
So,
I'm
so
not
grown.
tall.
Dang.
I'm not tall either. I'm 5'8", but I got the arms of a guy that's 6'3". So I haven't been dunked on since I was in middle school. So
Oh.
if you go for a dunk,
Ooh.
I'm packing the shot. And it's
You
not a
got the-
challenge, but I do not get dunked on. It's not
Go
fun.
ahead, G. We'll send you down there. We'll send G first.
I am definitely not a hooper, too. I'm
We'll
not a
send G
hooper at
first
all.
to test that power level. We'll see what he comes back.
I be hooping like Michael Scott, too.
We're gonna send him out there foul the land.
Okay.
Michael Scott was actually balling.
Was he?
No,
No, I don't think it was
Scott.
Michael
He
Scott.
No, it was
doing better
Kevin,
than
bro.
It was
It was Kevin was balling.
It was
bro.
Kevin.
Yeah, Kevin was balling.
Kevin was
hitting
just-
those.
He
Kevin
was
Like
actually in a
yes.
2K. You know
The
that?
the best
feel like
dudes on the office that was at basketball. It went Dwight, Jim, Kevin, Michael, and then Roy. No, I'll put Roy in
I feel like Michael was at the bottom, bro.
Michael was
Hey,
throwing
at the
anything.
top.
It was
on
terrible, bro.
Michael finished with 9 points and 3 assists and 5 rebounds, yo. Yeah, watch
Got
it
that
again.
single
I think I remember that
stat line.
wrong.
Yeah, watch it again.
Okay, here's another one. Women need more attention than men.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
She was
Yeah.
salty. She don't want to admit it.
Yeah.
Never. I don't want to put him on the spot, but
Hey, Gary.
I'll put myself on spot.
he is simp.
What?
I'm like two.
He a simp.
No.
Wait, I don't mean it. I don't mean it in a negative way.
That's not put him on the spot. That's attacking him. Attacking him.
I'm a simp too. I don't mean it.
So
negative.
here's the thing. Let's define simp real quick. The way the way simp started out was like in the gaming community. Dudes would donate hundreds of dollars to female streamers and be like, "Oh, be my girlfriend, this, and that," and they have a boyfriend in the back. And this dude who's giving her the world in hopes of a relationship, that guy is a simp.
Who's that?
Now,
Mr.
men-
MVP?
Yes, but it's shifted over into the public media sphere, and now if you give your woman any attention at all, you're being clowned and called a simp. It's not okay because it's not the same thing. Yes, I do give my girl the world. I am there for her all the time. I want her attention and affection, and I want her to be happy. And I put my best foot forward in doing those things. So if I'm called a simp for that, yeah, I'm a simp. But at the same time, I love my woman, and I don't care what people say about it. At the end of the day, I'm happy, she's happy, so I'm chilling.
That's a very good,
I agree.
correct answer.
I agree with everything he said. I think simp is really skewed.
Yeah.
Simp
I'm
is-
saying, but why does she feel like you need more attention than her?
Oh, I didn't say that.
Oh, okay.
Don't put no words in my mouth.
Do you agree with that, Tati?
I didn't even get to finish. Yeah,
Go
I didn't get to finish. Okay, so I don't think. Wait, can you repeat what you said? Do you think women deserve or?
Not deserve, but women need more attention than men.
I feel
Like that's like the societal type of like stereotype.
I feel like it should be equal, ideally, because I feel like even though Jehovah made us differently. Women tend to be more emotional. Men tend to be a little more rational, logical. Men still have emotions. I cannot imagine y'all having a bad day at work and then coming home and just, being mad and stuff. I'm like, do you want to cuddle or something? Do you want to cry? Like, I feel like men need attention. Women need attention too. I feel like it should be equal. I don't understand why. I notice a lot of women, like I have friends, actual friends who abuse their boyfriends, beat them up and stuff like that. Stop! Wait.
Wow.
Why did you emphasize?
Oh, sorry, wow.
Oh my
Something
God.
popped up on my phone. Something popped up on my phone.
Yeah.
Yeah, right. But it's just like I know people like that. I'm not saying they're like my friends' but I like know of them, and it's so normal for them to like be like, oh yeah, you I'm trying to think of a nice word.
Dang.
I can bleep it out
I
if
can.
needed.
Oh, wait, can you?
Yes, it
Yeah.
can.
Okay, like they call like the P word, whatever they call their boyfriends that and stuff like that, and I'm like,
Pansies.
Yeah.
they call them and all that.
Oh,
He's like, I don't like your word. I'm gonna still say it.
I don't think it's okay.
Yeah.
I think it should be equal. Long story short.
I mean,
Building-
it should. I feel like we should be equal. Like about the attention that we give, but I do feel like
Y'all
I feel like
need
there's
more
more
attention.
times. I feel like there's more times. Well, need. I mean, even need. Like I feel like even just going to the doctors, women have more things they need to go to the doctor for than a male needs to go to the doctor for. I feel like if a man is providing also constitutes you paying attention to what you're providing for to make sure everything's okay. But in everyday life, definitely my wife is trying to get my attention more than I'm trying to get her attention. And I think that's kind of just
Ooh.
how it
Shame on
goes.
you, Aaron. Shame on you.
Do she preach
No,
it?
I mean, I'm not saying like when she does ask for, I won't say she's asking for attention, but you know what I mean.
You said she begging for my attention.
No, I mean, I definitely like what Gary said was correct, and I tried to give her, make sure we have us time. As much as she needs her time, sometimes I need my time, but I make sure we have our time together. But even so, when I'm on like when she's watching Korean dramas, usually I'm just letting her watch her Korean dramas. But whenever I'm in the game with my friends, and she was, hey, can you come look at this? Or it's more times her trying to get my attention than me trying to get her attention.
I want to chime in real quick. Speaking of Korean dramas, most dudes are like, it's a drama, I'm not into it. Tati and I started a Korean drama in like the end of January, and I was like, she wants to watch it, I'll give it a shot. I'm open-minded about it. We got into it, and I really, really enjoyed it. It had a good story. Yeah, it was all about romance, but you gotta open your mind up to new things. You can't just write something off because yeah. You can't completely write it off because it's mainly enjoyed by women. You'll be surprised what you can get into. So
I tried.
It's not for everybody.
I tried.
90 Day Fiance
Aaron
got
just
me
hates boy
rolling.
stuff.
You ever watch 90 Day Fiance?
Yeah, I actually like that show.
Some of the funniest,
Yes, I love that show.
people on there. Yo,
Yeah.
they
put anybody up on there. They put anybody
With
up
no
on there.
neck. Yo, you be
Yo,
killing.
no neck. Yo,
No neck Ed.
he was like, I just want you, to shave your legs.
He doesn't have
That's
no neck.
another question. Does your man have to look a certain way for him to say something to you?
What do you mean?
Or your woman?
Tati has the floor.
Has to look a certain way?
Yeah.
I feel like
Yeah, like if he
I don't want to get ghetto, but it's like some dudes be saying stuff and they just have no business. Like if you know how you look and you're telling
let me talk about oh, go ahead. I'm sorry. Let me come back to that. Finish. I'm sorry. I'm
if
thinking
you
about
know,
I'm trying
oh
to
yeah.
air this dude out without airing him out.
No, I know because I know some guys. Like I feel like most guys, like I've talked to a lot of y'all really don't care about most stuff. If you really like a girl, You know, you really don't. But I know some guys who are like, oh, she got like a little armpit hair. That's not gonna work for me. And they be musty. Like if your breath stink, you're musty. Like your hairline crooked, your waves is dry.
Y'all be
Please.
taking it there.
Not the dry waves.
What?
Dry
Y'all be
waves.
taking it
Not
there.
not your waves is dry.
If you have lines, if you have lines, credit card lines for waves, and you're coming for her hair,
Credit
Credit
card lines.
card.
like you
I've
should
I've
not.
actually never seen nothing like
Do you
that.
know how
That's
much work?
crazy.
You know how much work goes into even getting waves?
Tiny take
Be
this
happy,
do-rag
be
real
happy
quick.
that he has the waves.
You gotta,
Take
you
this
gotta brush
do-rag.
that stuff, yo. You gotta,
Yes.
Obviously, not enough work because you're still worried about my hair.
Hey.
But
so
if
you
you
agree
don't
that
like-
he has to.
Hey,
You
like,
agree he has to
I'm
look a
with
certain
you,
way.
G. I'm
He
with
has
you,
to-
bro. Let me
You
tell
have
you
to
this.
look a certain way for him to say anything. So you agree?
I'm not saying it's not the part of him looking that way. It's just please, like, I feel like most women too. Like, I just want to be honest with y'all. Most women do not be not trying to nitpick y'all. Like, some of y'all be walking up a little busted, and women we don't really like notice that. We don't. We're genuinely looking for a relationship. We overlook anything. So it's
You
like,
mess with a
why?
dude who got busted up.
But y'all got
shoes,
preferences,
bad
though.
shoes. Like his shoes is
Shut
trash.
up, Kari.
Let's not get into the question.
Like,
I
if he got like some dirty.
No, I want to
Kicks on,
hear it.
Would you talk
Son,
to
no,
him?
just play.
What you say, Greenville?
If
What'd
like,
you
would you talk to a dude if he got like some busted up shoes? Like he got some dirty K-Swiss.
Wait, why your hoodie
Like,
on?
it's
dog?
K-Swiss?
My mom said-
K-Swiss.
What are you doing?
my mom said back in the day, that's the first thing girls would look at was the shoes.
Mhm.
And I'm like,
Is that y'all?
I feel like that's the first thing dudes look at with other dudes. I mean, not in that way.
Yeah.
Like,
Huh?
Mm-hmm.
I get
you know
what
what I
Right.
mean? Like, if you're
Aaron,
when you see
ew.
like a nude, like someone else, another guy has entered your vicinity, you assign your respect to them based on what type of shoes they wear, like first. Like if you look down at their shoes, they wearing K-Swiss, you're like, yeah. You know, if he's wearing Jordans, you're like, okay,
I do
he's
assess the power
respectable.
level through outfits.
Yeah.
I
No
do.
matter.
I don't assess coolness by your sneakers, but I do like. But I do. It's like if you have on K Swiss, if you got on K Swiss, you might not be in the same groups that I'm in, like socially. But I don't.
Wow.
Assess their
Hey,
coolness.
you just that's a
You
power
can't
level.
even buy
Contradict
with
yourself.
Swiss.
But
Case said he had to drip.
Hey,
Let me see that laptop.
What shoe you got on right now, Keith? What shoes you got on right now, yo? Pull your shoe up.
Don't touch that laptop,
You
cuz.
pull your
You
shoe up.
got
I'll
some
pull my
socks
shoe
on.
up.
He got the champion Pumas.
I'll show you my shoe right now. What shoes you got on, bro?
Champion Pumas.
The champion Pumas.
But we definitely getting sponsored by
I ain't
K-Swiss on this.
got no shoes on right now, but
Case was gonna send us gear.
I ain't got no
No,
right now.
we good.
I ain't got nothing on right now, but I can reach in the closet and grab something
Ew.
out if you need.
You ain't got nothing on.
Too late.
I got no shoes. I don't have shoes in my house.
What shoes you got on?
What about what about Skechers?
Send
What
on
you got
one of them yoga
Skechers?
balls.
Some Skechers are cute.
Whoa, Tati, I don't know. I've never
I
seen
mean, like, you
pair
can wear
of nice-
Skechers
I don't
like
care
it's a
about
work shoe.
monetary. I don't care about monetary.
No,
So.
it's not even about the monetary. I've never seen a nice looking pair of Skechers. Like I've never seen one
Hey,
that looks like I'm
Skechers
gonna wear that.
apparently be mad comfortable. Like if you work on your feet, I won't judge you for wearing Skechers.
Mm-hmm.
There's
Who
a lot
got
of Skechers
Skechers here?
though. You don't gotta
But like
get
if you
Skechers.
just wear Skechers to an outing, I'll be like, you could have done better.
Not an outing. No. Don't do it.
I think it matters.
Some light
matters
up.
I'm
more
not
for
wearing no Skechers ever. I'm going barefoot.
I've never worn a pair of Skechers. Not even when I was a kid. I've never
In
worn
my
a Skechers.
life, I'd rather
Either.
just. I'm gonna just stay in the car.
I definitely
feel
had
like
Skechers when I was a kid.
I had some
Definitely
FUBU Tims. Like they look like
I had those
butters.
too, G.
They look
I had
they
those
look like
too.
Tims. They look
Not
like they got the L on the
FUBU.
side of them, which you basically took for
What would
wearing
you
them.
rather wear other than Skechers? I'd rather wear some lugs.
No.
I had lugs too,
I'd rather
man.
wear
No.
Yeezys. Like, there's no way.
Bro,
Not the
there's
generic.
Lugs.
You can go like up the felines. You can go up the Pumas. Then you can like the like Skechers. Why?
Some
And it's like if you're gonna wear Skechers, wear New Balance. New Balance is literally better Skechers. Like
I would definitely wear
used
New
to be
Balance.
cold back in the day, though.
They're coming back. They're kind of hot right now.
Yeah.
Mhm.
New Balance is there.
Yeah, Kawhi. It's like, no.
We
Jack
don't
Harlow.
have them over here.
Jack Harlow is sponsored by New Balance, so you like Jack Harlow.
he is. He is.
So there you go.
I know that.
Yeah.
Let's not talk about rap. Let's not talk about rap.
I think the original thing was about, his shoes or whatever. I don't care what kind of shoes he has. If you don't have money, that's okay too, as long as you don't want to stay not having money. The only thing is, if that's your only pair of shoes, it shouldn't look like you've been walking in the wilderness for 40 years. Like, they should at least be
Hey.
clean,
If this is the only pair
something
of
like.
shoes, he gonna wear them joints out.
I knew a dude like that at my hall, bro. He wore the same suit and the same shoes every meeting.
Oh, putting it out there.
And when I
Yeah,
say,
Putting it out there. Everybody
And
know who she talking about.
Yeah.
Hey,
Stop.
brother, you still clean, man.
Hey.
Ain't no shame
It's
in it.
okay, brother. We here for you.
but every time we was out at events, he had a new outfit. The only time he would wear that same outfit and the same shoes to the meeting. And it's like, I'm talking about his suit, like, it had 5 buttons originally. Went down to 2 buttons.
Goodness, I'm not
Original.
here for you, brother.
Yeah,
That's too many buttons in the
That's a
suit.
lot of buttons.
Yeah, this ain't the
That's a lot of
70s,
buttons.
bro. You gotta up it.
That's a lot of buttons, bro. 2.
Was it double breasted?
Was his shoes at least like creaseless?
No, this dude is like
Oh.
almost 7 foot tall. So
Oh, maybe he couldn't like get stuff in his size. Maybe
You
the big
could
and
get
tall.
every time we went somewhere, he had a
LeBron
new
can get
outfit.
stuff in his
I'm talking about like the suits. Like maybe
He had
getting
new
a
suits. We
tailor-
had congregation events. He would have a new suit. If there were sisters there, he would have a new suit on. If
so
it was
only at the
something-
hall. It's just the same dust.
he wear the same.
I-
I'm
I-
talking
Yeah,
about
being
you dusty,
very
dude.
nice
I
about
don't
it.
care about that. I'm
He's
not
not
Maybe that's just like his
about
regular meeting
looking
suit,
good at
and
the
then he got the
meeting unless
assembly
somebody
suit.
like
He
them.
He said, this
And
is
he got
my
the
normal
memorial
power
suit.
level suit.
that was his uniform. Basically, it's his uniform.
The Kingdom Hall uniform.
That's his starter jersey. His warm-ups.
Bruh.
His default.
Yeah. And it was like olive green.
Why are we ripping on this dude? We don't even know him, yo.
We on you, random suit man.
Random suit man. Random suit man.
Same suit.
Hey.
Same suit wearing, standing at the contribution box having.
Yo.
We just start going crazy.
Y'all sound toxic right now.
Just start going crazy.
Niggas roasting niggas.
Oh
Bruh.
my God.
Bruh.
All right,
Oh,
all right. Man, a man's biggest societal pressure is to be tough.
Yeah, you can't be short.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can't be soft. You
Can't
can't
be
show no
be.
weakness.
soft. Can't be soft. Yeah,
You can be, but you can't be because you can't be soft around other dudes.
Yeah.
You can't let your woman see you soft either.
I'm not gonna co-sign that one.
Well,
Okay.
I think it
I
depends on the
think
woman.
it depends.
think-
It depends
I
on the
think it,
situation. It depends on the situation.
Okay, there you go.
Like-
If you get punked in front of your girl.
Yeah,
Okay.
you
Oh,
can,
no,
that
no,
can't
no.
happen.
That-
That
Okay,
can't
so
happen.
that's
Okay,
that's
like,
not what
that's
I
situation,
didn't think
man.
you was
Y'all
thinking
right
like
there.
that.
We trying to cancel Kari so fast. And I'm being real.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like,
we agree
it
with
de-
you. In that
Yeah, like-
situation, we agree with you.
Yeah.
You're right.
And like you had
But,
the
like, if
Macy's
you-
line, and
But,
some
like,
dude
the-
jump in front of you, babe. He stepped in front of you. Oh, he got it.
Yeah,
Nah.
Oh yeah,
It's gonna
yeah. If your girl
resonate.
like,
We agree,
if your girl
but-
tugs on you, say you just gonna let, and she say you just gonna let him do that, and you just say,
Right, then you gotta do the huff like, excuse me, sir. No. And then he's like, and
Yes.
you're like, all right, there, bro. Sorry, I got you got.
Yeah, but
You can't do that.
That's a rap.
You can't-
Like, you
yeah,
can't
yeah,
do
that's-
that regardless.
yeah,
I'd
you
rather
can't
be
do
hurt than
that.
get beat up.
Yeah, you can't do that. You
is
can't
that
do-
what okay? But what would Jesus do?
Huh?
Ain't that important?
Hey, second coming Jesus is about that.
Oh,
All
wow.
right, yeah. All right,
Yeah,
bro.
he's-
When
he's
Jesus
flipping
come back,
tables.
he about that. So
Ain't that what we supposed to think about? Like if something bump into you, your girl's like, "Hey, yo, right?"
I mean, if we take the
gonna do
moral
that?
set, I mean, we take it out of there.
Huh?
I
You
think
can't
it's-
just,
I think
like,
it's-
you know,
I think it's bad, like if you cool with letting something go, but then your girl step up for you. I think that just depletes all of your points.
Yeah, but that's
Yeah,
how it goes. That's how it goes with food all the time.
Bro,
That's me.
food,
Oh,
that's the
definitely.
most
That's me.
toxic thing, bro. Why when I get a plate and it's not 100% pristine, I'd be like, I'll just eat this. She's like, no, you're not going to eat it.
first of all, Keith has sent his food back several times in front of me. Yo, remember they couldn't get Keith?
Not to air him out.
Hey, yo, Keith
Blew
was
his
like,
whole
Keith-
spot up.
Yeah,
Yo.
he dropped the bomb on that boy.
Yo, they sent Keith's boneless
He's frozen.
wings.
Look at him.
They sent Keith's boneless wings. He
I didn't
was
ask for those.
hot that they said like, I'm like they just wings. She was like,
No,
where the wings at? I'm like,
Why did you make him a sumo wrestler?
yo,
He said,
yo.
I did not do that.
And then me and Aaron are gone off this
But
like
Keith,
this.
you have
Yo,
more meat with the boneless
actually-
wing though.
But
Boneless
they're
wing is a
not
nugget,
wings.
bro.
Boneless wings are not wings. Fight
yeah,
me.
he likes
I
to
don't
eat the
care.
bones too.
Boneless
Chicken
wings,
nuggets.
boneless wings are
But
chicken
you-
nuggets.
So you
Say
just
it
leave it
again.
alone?
What's wrong with chicken nuggets, though?
They're not wings.
Some big
I asked for
go-for
wings.
for chicken
I
nuggets.
asked for
Man,
wings,
hey,
bro.
if the sauce is right, it don't matter, bro. Chicken.
Right,
Yes,
bro.
it does. Yes, it does, bro.
Two
Yeah.
boneless wings together is at least equal to one regular wing.
Bro, a chicken wing. The
That's
meat
some
in the
crazy
chicken
math,
wing.
but I'll
The
let you
meat in
rock
the
with
chicken
it.
wing does not taste. So anybody want no boneless?
You're tripping,
chicken
dog.
nuggets? Get them out of
And
here.
then
Hey.
like I got a message for Top Golf. Y'all gotta start putting, signs on y'all drinks. Cause me and Aaron,
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah, I remember
we
that.
ordered this drink. We ordered this drink. They bring this drink out with 2 straws, and we like, oh, that's cute. Whatever. We got 2 straws.
Not knowing that's a drink meant for 2 people.
But it's separate. We got different drinks.
Is that
So we're
yours?
drinking it.
Well, where mine at?
1/4 of the way down. We're just like,
Y'all cute.
what is what's in this drink?
Little rainbow.
We gotta read the. You're tripping. Yeah,
Not
right.
a rainbow. Not a-
Hey,
He was definitely
I'm a
shotgunning
man.
with both
I like
straws.
my fruity drinks. I don't care about none of that.
You know what? I respect that. I fully respect
And
that. If it's
Keith don't like Hennessy.
No, it's not.
Who does?
Tripping.
I just don't drink.
Do you like your
Yeah.
chest burning? That's disgusting.
Yes.
Like heartburn?
That's how you get there.
Henny tastes like sewage. Hennessy is garbage. Don't sponsor us.
I mean, we
You
gotta
said-
ask G. He be drinking all the time.
Black
it
people.
tastes
Talking about
Black-
I drink water, bro.
Black people specific. Every black person. Every black person listening to this, Hennessy does not have to be your go-to drink. Just because people
Damn.
like praise, it's not good. It's
That's why
nasty.
you racist for that.
No, people love drinking mouthwash.
This is going straight on the page.
He's
It's
racist.
not.
I want the public viewpoint on this one.
It's not, bro. Okay, so if you're gonna put that up there, let me.
I like fruity drinks though.
If they're gonna put this clip up there, let me address it.
I said why I'm saying that. I like fruity drinks.
If you're gonna put a clip up, let me address it. Yo, black people, for some reason, y'all feel like Hennessy is the holy grail of all events. Why does a bottle of Hennessy have to be at the table?
Why they gotta be black?
Yeah, now you sound racist. No.
You do sound racist.
See, I told you Keith hates black people and women. Sorry.
Dang, Keith.
Dude, I told you. It all circles back around. He buried himself.
Oh, that's why you made that white dude for your 2K player.
Everything.
Wow.
Yeah, true. He did make a white dude for his 2K player.
Hey, I forgot about that, yo.
Hey,
Hennessy is garbage. It's absolute trash.
talking
Stop
to you black
drinking.
women. He addressed this to all the black
Yo,
women
your
out there.
dude look like Ilgauskas, bro.
Uh,
Put the camera back
Not
on.
turning the camera off.
picture.
Henny is trash.
Your 2K player definitely stormed the Capitol.
His 2K character was first in line.
PSA to the black people. Stop acting like Hennessy is the go-to drink. It's
Listen,
not. It's trash.
so like while Keith is having his meltdown about his
It's It's
wings,
actually not bad. It's not bad.
It
But it's
tastes
not
like
good
shit,
either.
bro.
it's
It's
Not
good.
good either.
It's one of the smoothest drinks.
It's supposed to get you there.
It's
It ain't supposed
smooth,
to
but it's
take you
not.
there.
It's not good. It's not good. If I want to get there, I want to enjoy me getting there. I don't want to just
Man.
get buzzed and then
This
just be
is-
trapped.
This man like
Wow,
chocolate
that
syrup
is
alcohol.
Buzz. We're
Like,
not getting
quit playing.
buzzed with Hennessy, buddy.
No one wants to drink that. It's not good. It's not good, bro.
Yeah, you drinking
It's-
Hennessy. You were trying to get
Like
to the
Corey
end
said,
of the story.
we're getting there. Not
We're
buzz.
getting there. That's what we need.
Not
You
buzz.
trying
We're
to get-
getting there.
You trying to bro? No, we don't need to get there, but by drinking something nasty. I want to enjoy me getting there. Let me get there with some.
Yeah.
I feel you.
All he
Man.
want is he want.
I don't
It's like an
care.
airplane takeoff.
Give
It's gotta
me
be smooth and then get
facts.
the lift off. It's
Give
gotta
me,
be an
Man.
airplane lifting off.
give me the Ciroc.
Man,
the
I
minute
want
maid
a
crash.
rocket ship. Get me
Man,
there.
go.
Give me
Go
the
enjoy,
Ciroc.
go
Ain't
enjoy
no
your
plane.
drink at a 5-star restaurant.
Give me the Ciroc
Huh?
with the minute. Fruit juices all the way. Fruity drinks are the. I don't care if you're coming.
Period.
I
Period.
love fruity drinks. Fruity drinks
I
are
said that
fire.
too.
So
Period.
I don't
Say it
understand
again.
why you're not drinking a man's drink, bro. If y'all don't know, a lot of
I ain't
people
say that either.
a lot of people that think quote unquote girls' drinks are like they're really actually stronger than men's drinks. Margaritas are strong as
Okay,
heck,
now
bro.
I think you're getting
Keith, you're so
territory.
passionate about this.
Everything.
Period, Keith.
Everything.
Who insulted you about drinking
And
a fruity
then, and
drink?
then also
We'll jump 'em.
let's take it back. Why is it
I
a
can
woman's
drink a
drink,
fruity
Keith?
drink and be a man.
Why is it a
It's
woman's drink?
my martini.
I didn't say it was.
You did say women's drinks,
I
margaritas.
said quote unquote society thinks these are women's drinks. They're
There
not.
we go.
I'll back up Keith.
Society painted the narrative, and he's just calling it out. I respect.
Facts.
Mhm.
All right.
Margaritas are
I
fire.
don't care
Y'all
about
want to
that.
talk about that though?
I like
Speaking of
on me.
society,
Yes.
I do like
Talk
the
about
reds. The reds
Let's
apple
talk
ale.
about it.
Hey,
okay, so
that Angry Orchard apple is pretty tasty.
I do like the red apple.
Oh, and that's fire. Great fire.
so
Let's talk about it.
women's most societal pressure is to be attractive.
Very true.
Yeah.
Very
Yeah.
true. Very
Yeah.
true.
Yeah.
I'll
Ridiculous.
hold my comment.
Yeah,
Nah,
I do
you-
feel for y'all, 'cause,
Nah,
like,
put it
y'all-
out.
That's what she
Why?
keep doing. I'm
I feel
just
I
adding
feel
pressure.
for women, yo. I feel for
Make your
women.
comment.
Y'all got
Make
y'all
your
got-
comment, man.
I got
I need to
say.
hear this. I need to hear this. You
I'm
always
proud
got
of
something to
y'all.
say.
well, first hear this. I feel for y'all because like y'all got so much pressure on y'all beauty standards for women is way up here as men's is like maybe here.
Y'all be putting pressure on
Like,
yourselves.
Y'all gotta get all this
All
hair,
right.
hair
Ah.
products,
Oh,
makeup.
it's not.
Meanwhile, dudes, all we gotta do is just get in the shower and wash our face,
We do.
brush our hair,
That's
throw
true.
the red on or whatever.
Use
I
mouthwash
mean,
to rub
we
your
do
hair.
more than that, but
I'm just saying like, that's the bare minimum. That's what I'm saying.
He is
Some men
generalizing.
don't even park their cheeks in the shower. So
Huh?
I
Wait,
said
what?
some men don't even park their doo-doo cheeks in the shower. So and they
Well,
still.
I don't know about those, man. I'm just talking about the basics.
What is going on?
If you don't wash yourself, that's a problem.
Right.
I know way too many musty men.
Why
Yeah.
though? Like, why are all the men in you like around you must be?
It's probably my city. It's my city.
Jersey is
This really
you
brings
from?
out girls that's not washing their
Crazy.
cheeks.
Dirty
Where you
Jersey.
from?
Jersey.
Dirty Jersey.
Jersey.
Yeah, it's gross up there. Quit playing.
Dirty
Come
Jersey.
to Jersey up.
They had to take the nets out of y'all city. They took the
No,
nets out
I-
of there and they was like, we gotta go.
I do agree though. Like I feel like it's easier for prettier or I guess subjectively prettier women to get a job
Mhm.
than subjectively not as pretty. I mean, I feel like a lot of times you hear like, oh, they look like they're getting dressed up for this occasion. I got to make sure I come with it too. Now they don't say it exactly like that, but
Pressure on themselves.
All right.
She can't be
That's
looking like that and I look like this.
That's a general consensus, yeah.
Nah, I be seeing a lot of dudes. They be showing up for sweats and their girl be glammed out. I don't know what it is about some guys. Like, do better.
No, I mean y'all be
What-
pressing.
you feel like
y'all-
we should do
y'all
better
be
with that?
pressing each other.
I feel like there's so much pressure for what I'm talking about. Like, I don't know if you noticed, but like you see women, if their hair just can't be done. If their hair is done, then their makeup has to be done. If their makeup is done, then their clothes have to be on point. Like everything, down to the nails, everything has to be perfect for a woman to
oh, she
feel
fancy,
complete.
huh?
And then I feel like it's a
Who
lot
made
of
that? The goat.
Drake.
The goat.
Swiss Beats said that.
Where y'all go that?
And
Yeah.
Swiss Beats
Anyway,
said that.
Go ahead,
Swiss
let her
Beats
go.
said
Let her
that.
finish.
Just let it.
Yeah.
Get back in.
Sorry, Tati, you be still
Go,
going?
sorry, I apologize for their interruption.
I love the mansplaining, but it's I think it's interesting how there's a lot of preferences with far as men and stuff like that, and how I feel like as like for me, I'm a black woman, I'm more at the bottom at the barrel. So there's like I feel like especially black women, Spanish women, you have to go higher and higher to try to meet the already the high standard that there's for white women.
European beauty standard.
Yes.
Right.
It's a lot of struggles and all of that, all these little attractive and then being skinny enough, being thick enough, all this other stuff. Then men having their 2 cents. Oh, she can't have no body hair. She can't do this. She can't be bald headed, but they bald headed. She can't have this hair texture, but they have that hair texture. She can't be this, but they be that. I mean, it's just a lot.
Well, let me ask you
What's
this.
mansplaining?
It's like what y'all be doing. Like when a woman is talking, you talk over her, or you cut over her conversation, or take her point or whatever. I can hear a
Or
lot of.
done that.
explaining what she's like. Like if Tati's saying the sky is blue, and you say, "Oh no, the sky is orange, green, black, and all these other colors," and here's
Mhm.
why, and you go into a long sermon, that is also mansplaining. I
Mhm.
wanted to toss that out there.
Every time
Yeah.
every time I'm talking and everybody cuts over me, that's mansplaining. I feel like it's something that men don't even realize because I know y'all do it to each other, but I feel like there's more respect when you guys will be like, hey, I want to say something. But with women, it's just straight cut.
But you know how many times people talk over me on this podcast, man? If you watch the podcast, count it.
All
I don't
right.
care
We don't
though.
ever let each other talk. I don't
Point
care.
there.
Yeah, we really
I don't
don't.
even do that here.
But we're literally doing it right now. Like, y'all don't. She's literally doing it right now. Like, he just kind of just devalued the point. Like that's mansplaining.
You just
right
did
there.
it. You just
Literally
did it.
You're
just
doing
did
it now, Keith.
How am I doing?
I'm doing it to you.
Well,
I don't think
No.
it's a thing.
When
on
you
that note, though. On that
Wait,
note, though.
let me explain something.
Mm.
If I say something that's happening to me and your immediate response is, "Oh, it happens to me too," and you're not a woman, keep quiet. I'm not telling you what to do, but it's just like, thank you, David.
But he
So,
said,
I don't agree with that at all. I don't think it should be that way. I just don't think that deep.
So what is it called when a woman does it to a man? Because like, are we saying that women don't do this to men?
and you know what? I'm glad he
Here we
said that
go.
because
wait, let's
See
let her
right
answer.
there.
Well,
Now you're
Now here we
mansplaining.
go. Y'all emotional. Y'all soft. What's that?
no, I'm saying this is one of the topics. That's why I'm saying just let me get the top. I'm the
Okay.
host.
No,
Dang,
I'm listening to her. No, because
Okay.
when DJ said, "Oh, when it says that," you rolled your eyes.
No, because of the interjection when you said emotional, all that I didn't say that. You said that, so you was kind of projecting your own possible insecurities into the conversation.
Well, let me say this topic. Let me say this topic.
Go ahead.
Okay, women can judge men, but men cannot judge women.
I disagree. I disagree wholeheartedly.
Sorry.
And it's not about just men versus women. It's about you shouldn't judge anybody. Like we talked about earlier, guys will be. I'm not fat shaming, but guys will be 600 pounds and be like, "Oh, she can't be above 190," and it's like, bro, you're literally three of her. Come on now. Or guys will be unbrushed hair, jacked up teeth, and be like, "Oh, if her teeth aren't white and her hair isn't taken care of on a regular basis, I can't get with her."
So do you feel
don't
like?
hold yourself. Go ahead.
So do you feel like it's wrong if he doesn't to call out something if he doesn't have his own in order? What if he does?
I feel like if you call it out in a respectful manner, you're in the clear.
But it's even more disrespectful if he's fat or he look a different certain way.
No.
I'm not rolling.
He's fat.
Wait. Let me address this.
Rolling. So he got to look good to say something about you.
Ladies
and
love
that's
thick
still
men.
so wrong.
I mean, he better.
See,
all he's got to do
that's
is
women's
playing.
game.
I'm playing. Here we go.
I like this dialogue. This is good.
like Gary talk.
Period.
Trying to make his point.
But you gotta hold yourself to the same standard first. Like, I'm not gonna go to my woman and be like, "Oh, you didn't do X, Y, and Z. You didn't brush your hair. You didn't do this or that." If my hair isn't brushed, I ain't put my do-rag on in a minute. I ain't been brushing my teeth. I'm not gonna come at her. I'm gonna check myself first before I bring up something to her. And I feel like that is a two-way street.
Valid. That's valid.
I feel like
okay.
Because I feel like we're like low key tiptoeing around the preferences thing. It sounds like almost.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, if you like that, then you like it. But like you said, if you're gonna call it out, do it in a respectful way. Like, because I mean, there might be girls who like the guys who got a little more on them, and maybe she's talking to a guy who is a little skinnier, going outside her preference, but maybe she wishes he would look a certain type of way compared to that. I mean. People like what they gonna like. Just don't be toxic about enforcing what you like on other people.
I understand that about preferences, but I do feel like, and I'm not saying like it's aimed at any one of us, but it's a little bit different if it's women commenting about men. Like I kind of feel like if we were all women and that one pod that we had that we did talk about preferences, and we were talking about men, I don't think it would have garnered the same reaction. I don't think men would have been like, okay, well, have
How
been,
dare you?
yeah. Now, I'm
I
not
think
saying there's
it,
nothing
like,
wrong with that. Like, I feel like anyone has a right to be like, okay, well, it's not fair for you to say that. But I do feel like the reaction would have been lesser if it was the other way around.
I feel like it boils down to like gender roles in society, low key, because like a
Yeah.
man is already expected to be able to do this, that, and the other, for his significant potential other person. So it's like you might as well just throw in how he looks or handles himself or what he's capable of bringing to the table in that mix. Agree or disagree?
No big no.
I think it's, and I mean, it's biblical. The women are the weaker vessel, so it's kind of like you feel like women should be protected, and they should be protected. So when you see a bunch of men who are talking about women, it could come off different than the other way around because you feel like women should be protected more. So, and it's not like men should just be put through the dirt, but obviously I think we kind of, it's innately in us to just be like, okay, we need to protect the women, but men are kind of to fight for themselves.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't feel like anyone should be ragged on, but I do feel like if you have a preference, you're allowed to feel that way about your preference. It is what you like.
Now,
I don't think you have to look a certain way to like what you like.
I agree with that.
Now about the I know you guys were talking about mansplaining for a quick second. See, I don't know if that's all the way fair sometimes. Well, I guess to cut someone off, I definitely understand. Like, you should let someone get their point out to keep talking. But after that, it kind of seems like any opinion after that would kind of sound like mansplaining to just give any type of opinion of, okay, well, for you to feel that way, here's how we might feel because of that. I know there's been a few times where there might be some disagreements. And then my wife would be like, okay, well, you're just giving your part of the how you feel. I'm like, yeah, but you got to give your part, right? If you want to come to understanding and an agreement, you have to compromise. And okay, well, this is why I felt this way. It's not just because this is why I feel, but for you, I want you to understand me as I'm trying to understand you as well.
If only the world was more that way.
Yeah, honestly.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Real quick, I want to share something that an older guy shared with me. I think this was like right before I started dating. And he was telling me that in your relationship, sometimes you just gotta shut up and listen, because when your spouse is happy, the marriage is happy. So as guys, we want to explain our side, especially if our woman is, we're like Aaron said, we're talking, we have a disagreement, and she says something that isn't exactly what happened, or we feel like we could explain it a better way. Sometimes we just gotta chill, let her finish, and then bring it up as soon as she's finished. Like, she may talk for a period of time, and during that time she may say something that we don't agree with, or something that we feel like is incorrect, or something that she misunderstood. We got to give her time to talk and tell us everything that's on her mind. And when she's finished and wants that dialogue for the conversation, then we say, well, hey, I understand and I'm sorry. And in you talking, there was this one point where I feel like something should have been explained better. So let me explain that to you now. At the end of the day, women want to be heard and understood, just like we want to be heard and understood. But for us as guys, we talk over each other. So it happens that we talk over women too. It's just how we are as guys. But we got to take time to look at ourselves as individuals, and as men especially, and grow and have that conversation with our women.
That was beautiful.
Did any of that make sense? I'm
I
sorry.
mean, I get what you're saying. I get what you're saying as a relationship aspect, for sure. But I mean, when just talking to each other, do you feel like you always have to mince or watch your tongue just around people so that they don't feel as if you're trampling them or stepping over their words?
So I can only speak for myself on this one. I've always been like a super shy guy. So people would be talking, and if somebody talks over me, I'll like chill and like just kind of let them say what they gotta say. So I look out for people like if I'm in mixed company with a couple of guys and some of their ladies or female friends that they have, if one of the ladies says something and nobody hears it, I'll let everybody keep talking and I'll be like, hold on real quick. Did you have something to say, or can you say that again? Because I don't think everybody heard you. So it's not just women, because there's other shy guys that I'll do that to, that do that for too. So for me personally, it's about looking out for people who, it's like being, this is a kind
Like
of
to support the little guy.
Yeah, support the little guy, because I was that little guy, or I still am, but I got to look out for people who were like me, supporting the little guy, like you said, G.
Okay.
I respect it.
But all right, guys. Yeah, I mean, that was a lot of good discussion that we had there. One quick last question. It don't got nothing to do with that relationship stuff. Just, we can calm down the tensions. Is cereal soup?
What?
What?
No.
Some dude on my
Is cereal
Facebook told me.
soup?
Some dude on my Facebook said
Why
every
is
type
it?
of food can be considered a soup or a sandwich
So why isn't cereal soup?
or a salad.
Let's be
You
real.
know, I really don't have an answer for you, Aaron.
I mean,
but I want to say it.
I don't understand the question.
Is cereal soup?
I don't have an answer, but I'm just going to keep saying no.
Every food can either be a soup, a sandwich, or a salad. And you know what? I'm not gonna fight it.
I'm the guy that thinks hamburgers are sandwiches because there's a description of what a sandwich is. What is it?
Wrong.
You're wrong. What is the description of what a soup is?
No, you're wrong.
What is the description of what a soup is? Like, is there a description?
I think it's just like food that is liquid.
So if I put food in the puddle, is it a soup?
Yeah.
Yes.
Technically,
It's
yeah.
not an appetizer
Yeah.
soup.
Technically,
He's
yeah.
like, no
Ain't
thanks.
no appetizer.
I mean, okay, but what
I'm
makes it
good.
soup to you then?
I gotta look
Like,
it
what
up
makes
now.
it a soup? What makes a soup a soup?
I'm looking at the definition of a soup because I don't
I mean,
understand.
far
You can
as I know,
microwave cereal and milk. If you microwave cereal and milk, it's soup.
Please, guys,
Technically,
please
yeah.
stop saying cereal soup.
Okay,
Move on.
I mean, I can't
Really
fight
hurting me.
it. Like I don't agree with it.
I
But I
I don't
can't
want to
fight
hear
it.
this
So it's
anymore.
like it's
All
like
right, look. The definition of soup is a liquid dish typically made by boiling meat, fish, or vegetables in stock or water. It doesn't say so. Soup doesn't go in that category.
Yes, it does. It's a typical.
Well, it
Yeah,
says-
because yeah.
It said by boiling meat, fish, or vegetables in stock or water.
But it said
Technically.
it's a typically
Technically.
case.
Yeah,
Typically.
Wheat's a
So that,
vegetable.
meaning it's not always that. But like still, stop saying.
yeah. What if it's
cereal
just
is-
noodles?
is-
That's still a soup. That's not meat nor vegetable.
I mean, look at tomato soup. It's just tomato,
But-
ain't it?
It's
But noodles
tomato.
are-
It's just tomato juice.
Noodles are boiled in stock in water, so like I
Oh,
would
yeah, they are
understand.
involved.
Yeah, but explain tomato soup then.
I don't know, bro.
Hey,
I don't know.
I can't fight it. I don't
feel
agree
like
with
if
it, but
you
I
boil
can't
it
fight
down-
it. I just accept it.
I'm gonna go ahead and
If you boil
say
it down to the most simple aspect, yes, it's soup, but nobody's walking around saying, "Oh, I had soup for breakfast." They're like,
Yeah.
"Oh, what kind? Oh, it was
Yeah, I
Captain
had Fruit
Crunch."
Loop soup.
I
No.
had cereal.
Exactly.
What?
That's true.
Yeah.
but it is
Uh,
soup then. Even if it's called
He's
soup.
So it's
mad.
soup.
Yeah, you got this dude on one.
I don't
Water is
That's
water
the
wet?
first time I seen Keish come around.
Oh,
that
let's
way.
not.
Oh
My goodness.
Is water wet?
Let's
Oh,
not.
no.
Let's not get it.
Yes, it is. Yes.
No. What you say? You said no?
I'm gonna say yes. I'm gonna say
Oh my
yes.
goodness.
I said yes. I said,
No.
oh no, because you brought this up.
This is for a whole other pod.
Water is wet.
There we go.
All right, Gary, Tati, it was really
Yes.
nice having you. I
Thank you
thought
for
you
having
guys,
us.
both of
Thank
you,
you.
had some
Thank you for
really
coming. We
good
love it.
insight.
Y'all were great. For real.
Yeah.
Y'all were
Y'all were
Oh.
great.
No, man, you guys are great. I
You
love
guys
the
We
are
podcast.
certainly appreciate that.
It's fantastic.
I don't know you guys, but I love you guys.
Yeah, you guys are
Oh.
great, man. Y'all gotta put the place on my heart.
See, now I gotta follow you on Instagram. Just because
Right. What's y'all's Instagram?
Ain't that how they used to be?
we'll get it for peace.
Yeah,
Right.
please.
Yeah.
This has been the Top 5 podcast. Keith, if you can roll the script.
All right. Well, thank you guys for coming to join the Top 5 podcast. Make sure you guys follow at Top5.
We are Keith. We are Keith.
Make sure you follow at Top5 the podcast and make
Are
sure
these guns? No, I'm saying.
You know what
Album come out next week, but I'm done rapping after that.
Make sure y'all
Wrap it up, man.
right. Make sure y'all
Get us
follow
out of here.
I got 3 EPs
Come
left.
on.
Let him talk, bro. Stop mansplaining.
Man, shut up, dog.
Stop.
Mansplainer.
Make sure
I'll make
y'all
you log
follow-
off.
Make sure y'all follow at Top5 the podcast. Make sure you go on YouTube, watch this entire video on YouTube
The whole cast.
at Top5 podcast.
Not the interruption.
And we're
Right?
I'm sorry, here's a follow request.
and we're also gonna have our guest Instagrams. Follow them, and that's it. Aaron, take us up.
That was it.
And we're out.
Right.